Last Friday night against the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks, the Buena Colts will look ahead to their opponent tomorrow night, the Catalina Foothills Falcons. And that's what we'll take a few minutes to talk about on this episode of the Buena Colts football pregame show, brought to you by Ssvec, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. Standing alongside Coach Thomas here for Buena High School. We got the kids behind us here doing their warm-ups, getting ready for their practice. Not in full pads today?
Nope, just our walkthrough. So our normal Thursday walkthrough, we basically simulate a game. We'll start off with a coin toss, and then we'll go offense, defense. You know, whether we kickoff return, offense, defense, and we'll run some plays. And basically, we simulate a game and try to go through all our game type situations. We'll do quarters, we'll do halftime, and we'll do all that, and just make it game-like and just a modified version of game-like situation. And then we get them out early.
Well, speaking of game, let's talk about what this game was like last Friday night. It was the home opener. The crowd was raucous, and you guys won big, 49-21, nearly 850 yards in total offense. It sounds like everything was firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, we did a good job, and we came out well, and that was the type of game I wish we didn't have a halftime. After halftime, we came back and we gave up 21 points, which is never okay. But then we were able to end up, you win a game by 28 points, you're feeling good about it. And so we got to come out and be able to put the gas on a little bit more. Our kids expect to score. They expect to stop the other team. And, we got to learn how to deal with a little adversity. If we do get scored on, what do we do? If we don't stop the other team, what happens? If we don't score, but they fought, and it was a good game. And they had it put away early, and we just needed to finish it and put them out. Ironwood, they didn't really want to play with us. After a while, we were beating them on the scoreboard, we were beating them physically, we were beating them mentally. In the fourth quarter, they were tired, and we conditioned and we worked for that, and we finished the game strong. So it was a nice 28-point win.
I love that. Let's talk about a certain significant milestone that happened in that game right on this field last Friday. And that was Andres Bonilla going over 3,000 yards for rushing yards for his high school football career. Talk about that.
Well, that's impressive, and I'm excited for the young man. He works hard. He's as strong as any kid that I know. He's fast. He works hard. He wants it. He's hungry for it. So we were excited. He could have got it at the Fairfax game. We spread the love to a lot of guys, and it was nice for him to get it at home where it all started, so we're excited for that, and we'll get him over here. We'll have you talk to him in a minute, but I'm excited for the young man. He's looking to get 14. He's looking to get 4,000. So he credits it to his line, and
that's
we get
what
him
it takes.
Big runs, and he should get it.
Isn't that the interesting point about a game like football, is that it is a team game in all aspects. No one player can do one thing. Like as a defensive back, we can't get an interception without the line rushing the quarterback to be able to pass that ball errantly for us to get.
Yeah, and a lot of people, the quarterback throws a nice ball. The line had a block for him. He had to throw a nice ball, but then also that receiver had to catch it, right? So there's different phases. The center had to snap the ball.
Yes, exactly.
So there's so many different phases of the game. It's just like in a game, you might make I might have made the tackle, but you're the one that forced the ball carrier to cut back inside, so I could make the tackle, right? So I know I get the credit, but had you not forced him in, I wouldn't have made that. I wouldn't have been able to make that tackle. So a lot of times there's people that get the stats, but there's those ones that create the plays. So it is 100% a team game, and that's one thing I like about it. You got to work together. You got to be in unison.
That is in my dreams. You and I played defense together.
Right.
We were on the defense together. We were doing amazing things for our schools. But before we talk some of the players of the game that you have, I'd like to talk about the game tomorrow.
Okay.
Again, doing your walkthrough right now. For those of you just joining us, it is the Buena Colts football pregame, brought to you by Ssvec. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Catalina Foothills Falcons. They sit right now at 0-2. You sit at 2-0. They seem to be struggling in the beginning of this year.
Right.
To me, on paper, this looks like your third straight win.
Yeah, well, and we look at it, and a team that's hungry, right? And I told these guys, I said, as much as you're winning, especially when a team plays you that's not winning, they want that win, because that's going to try to bump them up. They lost to Combs 28-20 in their home opener at home, and then they got beat pretty bad to Yuma Catholic. I think it was 54-13 or something like that. And we're rolling. We practice and we prepare to beat every opponent. I don't care if they're 0-2 or 2-0. We still got to play the game, and we're going in there ready to rock and roll. And we got to clean up some things. And some people don't get that even in our last games where we were blowing teams out, there's things still that we harped on at practice. When we're watching film, in our group sessions at practice, we're saying we have to fix these things. And if we fix those things, then we're doing better. So next week or tomorrow, so we plan on, getting off the field on third downs. We still want to score every time that we get the ball. I think we had one fumble last week. We had a punt one time, and I think we turned over on fourth down one time. We don't want that. Right? We want to score every time we get it, or we want to get some type of points on the board. So we're looking to go ahead and dominate, and we had to play 4 straight quarters. I'm not going to let back. These kids aren't going to let back, and we got to play 4 straight quarters. And the goal is going to be to put up 42 points to nothing. And if that happens, then we're satisfied. If that doesn't happen, then we'll take the win. But we're playing to win, and we're giving it everything we got. We're healthy. We're ready to go. These guys are excited, so we're bringing everything we got.
And ready to hit the road tomorrow. Let's talk about the key things you focused on in practice this week. Did you have a key word for this week's practice?
Just finishing.
Okay, discipline was last week.
Yeah, we got to finish. Because like I said, we had those guys 27-0 at the half, and then we came back and we gave them some spark and some motivation. Had we shut them down right there and scored again, done. They would have gave up. There's no hope. But you give team a little bit of hope, and they think they can play with you, and they shouldn't even been on the field with us because they just weren't there that night. That night was ours, and we got to own it. So we just got to finish. And I told these guys, even though we play 2 quarters. Our halftime conversation, whatever the score is hey, it's 0-0 when you come out at halftime, and we got to build off of what we had. And maybe tomorrow I'll probably bring our guys out early and have them throw around, just because I don't want the fire to die down.
Yeah.
You got to keep that fire burning. You got to keep putting logs on. You got a fire burning. You got your fire pit. You put logs on. When it starts to die off, you throw another log on there. If you don't throw a log on there, then the fire dies down. Yeah, it's still hot. It's still burning, but then that wind comes through and it can blow it out. So you put another log on there, gasoline, however you got to do it, and just keep that going. So it's my job as head coach to make sure I keep that fire going tomorrow throughout halftime, and then come out and play a good first half and play even better second half. But either way, finish strong.
Well, that'll be exciting to watch tomorrow as Buena is on the road to Catalina Foothills tomorrow, Friday the 13th. No superstitions here about that game. It's going to be great, 7 o'clock. And you got some players that you'd like us to talk to today.
Yeah, so every week we give out an offensive player of the game, a defensive player of the game. We give out a team player of a game, somebody that plays offense and defense. And then, of course, we have we gave a special award out to another student for his milestone on his stats. So I'm going to call over Nash Moore. He was our offensive player of the game. Bryson Harris was our defensive player of the game. Elias Dyson was our team player of the game. He plays both sides. And then we're going to call Andreas Bonilla over because he's Mr. 3000.
That's
That's what we call him now. And then those stats will keep rolling up. So I'll call those guys over in that order, and then they'll have a talk
Let's do it. Let's do it. Have them come on over. And as Coach Thomas grabs some of those players, we do want to thank him and thank, of course, the Buena Fighting Colts for their time today on a practice day, a run-through day as they get ready. And coming over is the offensive player of the week from last week, number 9, quarterback Nash Moore. Nash, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, almost 300 passing yards in the game last Friday. What did that feel like, being there at home in front of the home crowd, performing like that?
It always feels great. We have a ton of people in the stands every home game. We have great fans, so it feels good to give them a good game. But obviously I couldn't do it without my line. I couldn't do it without my receivers. I don't think we had any sacks, and I don't think we had any drop balls. So, an all-around good game from the offense always feels great for me.
Let's talk about again, it is a team game. Coach Thomas and I talked about that. You can watch it back later on tonight. But we talked about the team game that it does. It takes the center to snap the ball to you. It takes the line to hold. It takes the receivers to get in position, and then you to make sure that you execute on your end. What does it feel like when you're back there and you're just dropping dimes on these 30-yard, 35-yard, 40-yard touchdown passes?
It feels great. It feels good to have trust in your receivers, and then they're going to do their job, and then all I have to do is just take a little 3-step drop and put it up, and we're going to score.
I love that. Nash, looking at the competition tomorrow night, Catalina, what kind of film study have you done, and what have you seen out of their defense?
They've got some guys. They gave us a tough battle here last year, and obviously we got a little lucky in the end. But sometimes luck is a good thing. Well, actually, I think luck is always a good thing. But
yeah.
I think if we perform how we've been performing, we'll have a good game, and I don't want to give nothing away, so
exactly.
Yeah,
don't say anything else. You get out of here, man. Before you give anything away, Nash. Congratulations, offensive player of the week last week, and now we bring up here we come. Thank you so much, man. We bring up our defensive player of the week, none other than Mr. Bryson Harris. Good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right.
Let's talk about the defense last week.
Sir.
Obviously, it was a shutout the first half, and then second half they kind of ended up coming back. What was the difference between the first half and the second half last week? Even though it was still a blowout victory, victory. What are ways that the defense, under your leadership, can maybe clamp down a little bit better on the road tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we. You want me to hold that?
Nope, I got it.
I think we kind of just got maybe a little too tired, or we just kind of, like, at halftime, we kind of just dropped down, you know what I mean, our energy. So just keep up our energy and just stay ready, you know what I mean? Stay locked in, and yeah, we'll get it done.
I love that. Now, all the tackles that you get and all the assists that you're in on, again, what is that like when you see those runners coming at you? You're able to shed your block and go hit somebody.
Yeah.
How good does that feel?
It's awesome. I mean, there's nothing better than it, you know what I mean? Like, all this time during summer playing sevens, you never really get to hit anyone, so when you get them pads on, you know, you're ready to just go and hit someone. So I love it.
I love it. I love that answer too. I just asked Nash what he thought about the Catalina Foothills defense. What kind of notes have you taken from the Catalina Foothills offense? They've struggled this year, and so I mean, is it going to be easy pickings, or do you still have to be disciplined in what you do?
I mean, obviously, you always got to stay disciplined. I feel like every team has their days, you know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe last week wasn't their best week, so I mean, you never really know, but obviously we're just going to stay locked in and read our keys and make sure we get our job done. So
respect everybody, fear nobody.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
I love that attitude. Bryson, congratulations. Defensive Player of the Week for Buena High School. Get on out of here. And now, Mr. Dyson, you come on up here, sir. Now, team player. First of all, let me shake your hand. Congratulations, team player of the game. I love the fact that there's not just an offensive player of the game, a defensive player of the game, but someone who's all around on both sides of the ball, as well as special teams. Yeah, what is it? What is that X factor that you end up bringing to this team to be able to be the Dyson of all trades?
You know, I just love to play both sides of the ball. I love defense. I mean, I like to get in there and get some contact in, and I also like to chase the ball. So I mean, I like to get an interception every here and there. I'm hoping to get one this upcoming game, maybe two. So, I mean, and I also love offense. I think I'm probably faster than every corner out there. So, I mean, I think I could beat anyone. So
a true difference maker on all sides of the ball, offense, defense. And talk to me about the special teams aspect. That's something that doesn't get a whole lot of love in any sort of football nowadays. What is it about being back there, catching a punt, and seeing that field? What does that feel like as 11 guys are running right at you?
Well, I haven't returned a punt this year, but I am returning kicks.
Yeah,
so,
I
think I've only returned 2 this year, and they were both like off the ground, so they weren't too good. But I'm hoping to get one this game. We're gonna see, but I think I'm gonna get one.
Let's talk about the team and the preparation this week. Obviously today, again, no full pads, just the helmet out here doing the run-throughs of the plays. What is your mentality the day before the game?
It's just we're still hungry. I mean, we've been working all week. We know what we're doing. We know what we're going up against. I mean, we've been working. We know what we're gonna do this week. So, I mean, everyone's ready.
Well, and that's a good attitude to have against Catalina tomorrow night. Elias Dyson, thank you so much. The team player of the game from last weekend. Last but certainly not least, Mr. 3K himself is right here live in, you're seeing it in 4K, but he is Mr. 3K. Scrappy, Andres Bonilla. Buddy, first of all, congratulations on that huge accomplishment. 3,000 rushing yards over the course of your high school career. Man, not many high schoolers get that opportunity to be able to touch the ball that many times and have the gifts that you do to be able to explode at the line. I remember talking to Sheriff Mark as we were calling games over the last couple of years, and one of the interesting things that I always found about you was you were probably at about 80% speed once you hit the line. So by the time you got the ball, you hit the line, you're already at 80-85% speed, so you're already moving forward. The forward momentum is there. Mm-hmm. First of all, so congratulations on that. First of all, looking at can you even comprehend 3,000 yards?
Yes, I think it was just something that was bound to happen. I think my goal is to get to 4,000 yards this year. I think that's my bigger goal this year. 3,000 is obviously a huge accomplishment, and I just want to say that I'm coming for 4,000.
And being able to get that, the averages that you need per game with the rest of the 8 games that are left of this regular season. But looking ahead at the the defense of Catalina Foothills, the team that you'll be playing tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Catalina Foothills. Talk about the things that you've noticed about their defense. They're 0-2. They've struggled this year. How are you going to be able to capitalize on that and take advantage?
Well, I think our O-line will just be faster than they are. I think they'll get tired, and I think that's when we'll really shine with the run game. Obviously, before that, we should be shining too, but, I think they won't be able to stop our run game. And then even if they do, we still got our pass, and then we'll go straight back to the run. They won't be able to stop both of them.
Absolutely not. And we wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Again, congratulations, Mr. 3000. Good to see you today. Andres Bonilla. And one more time with Coach Thomas as we wrap up, man. Just seeing these young athletes shine. Yeah, we'll have them in the background now. Seeing these young athletes shine. Man, what great pride that is. You're starting out 2-0, looking to go 3-0 tomorrow night. Keys to tomorrow night's game.
Well, the first part you said, looking at these guys, we're not old, but
I'm old. I remember you just sang happy birthday to me last week.
We're older than them, but when you talk about your experiences in high school and college, and I talk about my experiences in high school and college, it's good times. And we want to make sure that these guys have those good experiences, of course, with some discipline, accountability, commitment. But, I love when these guys get out there and have fun, and I like that they get to talk to you guys and things like that, and just show them a little bit of love, and, they like that. So I'm proud of them. And some of them, after high school, they won't play anymore.
Right.
Majority of the kids that are on this team after high school, they won't play anymore. There's a small few that will be good enough and are good enough to go play at the next level. But out of 90 kids, after all 90 leave, what percentage of those guys are going to go off to college?
We are the
10,
fortunate
15,
ones.
right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm happy for these guys, and I'm glad that they're out here having fun, and they show up every day and they work hard. And a couple of kids said they work hard. They earned it.
Yeah.
The games are played during the season, but they're won in the off season, in the winter, when you're doing other sports or lifting weights, when you're doing track, when you're doing 7-on-7 in the summertime. Those when the games are won, because that's all the work that you're putting in. They're just happy to be played in August, in September, October, November, which is fine. But the keys to win tomorrow is play Buena football. We're seasons. We know what we have to do. We know that we have to execute on offense, and on defense we have to fly to the football. So we play Buena football, it's going to be hard to beat us. If we get out of that element and we try to start doing too much, or we're doing things that aren't the Buena way, because that's what we've been practicing since the offseason. We've been practicing what is the Buena way, and we're not a team that doesn't have an identity. Sometimes there's teams that don't have identities, and you see a lot of different things. We have an identity in what we want to do. This year we happen to be as balanced as ever because we had a great summer league passing, and so now our run and pass game, and it's like, okay, if you stop the run, are you going to stop the pass? If you stop the pass, are you going to stop our run? And if you don't have enough guys that can stop the guys that we have, if we make the right decisions, you're going to lose. So the keys to winning tomorrow is playing Buena football. I think the fans will travel well. A lot of them went to Fairfax last week. Tucson's closer.
Yep.
We got a lot of family and friends in Tucson too. So play Buena football, and we're going to win.
Boy, and we can't wait to see it tomorrow night. Buena travels to Catalina Foothills to go 3-0 as they face off against that lovely team in Catalina Foothills, the Falcons there. And as they do, of course, we wish you safe travels. And as always, Coach, thanks so much for taking time out of your Thursday to talk to us here. We love you, and we're so grateful for you and for the team. And give him some knuckles, John. There you go, buddy. What are you doing, man? How dare you, John? He's too busy focused on the screen there. How dare you be focused on the screen instead of focused on what's going on around you? Thank you so much, Coach. We love you, and just so grateful for you, and wish you the best of luck tomorrow night in Catalina Foothills as the Falcons play host to the mighty Colts. As always, this has been the Buena Football pregame brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. Those guys look ready. They are loose, and as you saw and as you heard from some of those key players last week, we know they're going to be key players this week. Which ones will stand out? Stay tuned to see it all right here on Cool FM. And thank you for...
Our JV's up there tonight.
Oh, JV's, that's right. JV's playing up there right now. Yeah, okay.
Right now to play. So
oh, my gosh.
Good luck to our JV kids.
Go get them, JV, and go get them, Colts, tonight and tomorrow night as you face off against Catalina Foothills. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Share this around, tag your friends, and let them know Buena Football is strong and looking to go 3-0. Have a great day, everybody.